Welcome to Churvapalooza. It's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of laughs, and a whole lot of churva.
Happy New Year and welcome back to Churva Palooza. We have another fresh episode for you guys. But of course, before I go ahead and start, of course, my friends are here. Ting, Chick, hello, Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New
Hi,
Year.
Happy New Year.
Ayan, and suddenly we're just back from that holiday break, di ba? Parang ang bilis, like we just so many preparations. And even us, we have episodes wherein we talked about traditions, we talk about menu, we talk about and dami. But here we are, back to normal, back to reality.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a new year to start, right? Did you guys put away your decorations already?
Oh yeah, we did it right after New Year. Everything was, put away. Okay, it's the holiday's done. Like everything goes back to normal.
True.
And because of our availability too. We are available on that day after New Year, so we just did it right away.
Get it done. Yeah. I'm keeping my decorations up until Tarlac City Fiesta, which is
Oh, yeah.
January 20.
Are you
So
in
that's my
Tarlac?
tradition. So yeah. I know.
Tarlac is our hometown, guys.
Yeah.
Correct.
Half of my heart is still there. So
True.
That's nice keeping traditions still, even if you're in Canada or you're, abroad. Yeah.
Of
I guess
course.
there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Of course, Filipinos forever. You got to stick to your roots, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I know I was supposed to ask you guys how was your holiday, kasi nga, churva, right? And we have a segment where we share our churva for the week. Okay, so instead of doing the churva segment for this episode, I would rather use this time to let our listeners know, ayan, meron po tayong New Year giveaway. I'm so excited. Yes, I would like to let our listeners know, watch out for it kasi we will be giving away we will be drawing three winners of $25 US. Yan, or whatever equivalent sa currency nyo in your country. So watch out for it. And Chick, tell us how to join.
Just go to our Facebook page, Churvapalooza. We will be posting another video of the promo, our New Year's promo. And after you like and share our Facebook post, click the link, which is our YouTube link, and you have to subscribe and comment Churvapalooza 2023. So that is very important, right, Ting?
it's not enough that you subscribe. We'll still need to see your comment in YouTube because that's how we will take your name. That's where we'll take your name to go on our wheel of names to draw our winners. Yan, okay? So our promo period started last December. It started in December 29, 2022, and it's ongoing until January 31st, 2023. Now, on February 1, 2023, we're going to do a live drawing of winners. So go on Facebook, watch our Facebook Live, and see who wins our 3 gifts for the new year.
Exciting. Very exciting.
Yes. Kaya po, to our listeners, please spread the word, share the video, so the more chances of winning, share to your family, to your friends, and who knows, baka kayo yung ating lucky winner, right?
Yeah.
So February 1, don't forget that.
All right.
As we approach 2023, we will be talking about being healthy or healthier in 2023. If you're that person who likes to work out, taking care of yourself, so this probably is a good episode for you because this is how to stay healthy. And for those of you na nagbabalak pa lang, planning, so may mga healthy goals na kayo for 2023, please stick around and we're going to be talking about important or some good stuff regarding your health. So let me start this. I'm supposed to give you like different quotes about health and then I'll let you choose. Pero I'm going to ask you na lang, what's your favorite quote about health?
My favorite quote is always the classic, health is wealth. If you're healthy, everything will fall into place. Like you can do anything you want, and this is not just about being physically healthy. I'm also talking about healthy being inside, mental health and physical health. It's wealth. You're gonna have a better life and happy life, and also taking good care of yourself and taking good care of your loved ones.
Of course, I agree. Chiclet's choice of quote "health is wealth" is a classic and one we grew up knowing. But I also read this one quote that says, "Do not let illness make you realize the value of health." And I feel like of all the quotes that I've read about health, this one resonates with me the most because this is exactly what happened to me.
Mhm.
So before, like, I felt like I was superwoman. I was getting things done, juggling multiple roles. And the next minute I was in the hospital in the ICU, and I was only 36. I felt that I was too young to be where I was at that time. That experience made me realize how I needed to change my lifestyle. And my prayer back then was that I survive this and live longer to take care of my family, because I was just starting out. So what I'm saying is, we shouldn't um let an experience like that, becoming sick, um we shouldn't let that be a wake up call,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
Correct.
not everyone is blessed to be given a second chance. I was lucky.
Just reminded me of my friend. I'm just gonna cut the story short. She was full of, ambition, and she was full of dreams. She brought her family here in the US, and then she suddenly had a stroke. She was very young. She's older pa ako. She's only 42 years old in that. She had a stroke, and of course, naman how it's like to recover from a stroke. Not a lot of people make it, pagkatapos ng stroke, but she was lucky enough to survive it. However, she's not 100% back. She cannot work. She has some disabilities now, and and plus her cognitive is not 100%. So, and the sad part of that is, because her stay here is based on her capability to work, then all of a sudden they're now being sent back home to the Philippines. So it's really
That's
hard.
unfortunate.
So
Yeah.
yes. Kaya nga, so please, siguro ako, I'm not gonna share, but it's really important. We may think, or we may not have the habit of doing an annual checkup, but please, if you can, regardless po ito, what age, regardless what
Yeah.
age, start having that annual check of yourself, para lang you can prevent something coming to you, diba? At some
Mhm.
point,
Yes.
prevention is better than medication, sabi nga nila.
Yeah.
So
I
please.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tama yun, Jack, yung advice mo na to have an annual checkup. It's really not a thing back home in the Philippines.
Mhm.
But I think yung mga listeners natin back home, maybe you should get into that.
Yeah.
Make it a habit to get your annual
Yeah.
checkup.
And I also think that is, economical reason, right? Because Philippines, like, medical is very expensive. That's why, they can't do that.
Yeah.
But since I moved to Canada, because, all these good benefits like medical and stuff like that, like, I make sure I always go for an annual checkup. They do all the tests,
Yeah.
everything, physical, blood drawn. That is, the
Yeah.
way they can tell what's going on your body.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and good thing that you mentioned about that chick, because you're right, here we are provided with that benefit. Sa Philippines,
Hmm.
it's mahirap. There's also, take advantage of yung mga medical mission, yung mga free sa center. Yan,
Mhm.
kahit papano, but at least whenever you can, please make sure that you have this annual check. Ako nga, I was surprised. My son tsaka yung girlfriend niya, they were like doing this. I'm like, why? You're still young. But pero you know what? Walang
Mhm.
age yan. The sooner that you're getting this habit, the better. Kasi like I said, you can prevent whatever may happen, still it's a
Yeah.
preventive measure. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So I listed some self checks. I'm also, this is based on research, but I did some self check na baka these are habits that we have na naku, hindi pala good for our health, and it's something that we have to start thinking now that we entered 2023. So I'm just going to share this with you, ladies, and tell me, what your thoughts on this. So I will begin with ito, tatamaan tayong lahat. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit us. Sell your usage of social media. Ayan, how much time are you allotting for your social media? And this is just basically being on the screen, not doing anything, but just doing social media.
I do watch YouTube every day for the longest hours. But I watch or listen to YouTube when I'm doing something in the house, like cleaning the house, whatever. I
Yeah.
just feel like, I need company. Just some sounds in the background, for me that makes me feel better. Also with Facebook and Instagram, I would check um at least every day. The good thing that I can and I'm proud of is when it's time to bed, it's time for bed. 10 o'clock. Sometimes I
Hey,
miss
tayo
it
dyan,
10.
Pinay.
Right?
I know I'm
I
nervous.
know we always talk about that. Like you guys are so bad. So yeah, like if I catch myself and it's my bedtime, I would say, okay, no, it's done. I just put my phone, put my phone down and I will try to go to bed. As I'm just very particular. I always try to be in bed by 10 or 10:30 because I would feel crappy the next day. I wanted to get that enough sleep, and not just enough sleep. I want to sleep before midnight. They said before midnight, right? But
Mhm.
I always try the 10:30 to 11 ish, going to bed. Yeah, that's at least how I can control my social media viewing. Yeah.
Wait, patay ting, tayo na niyan. It's our turn.
Okay, my turn na. Can you believe the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is look at my phone and
Mhm.
see if anything happened while I was sleeping, right? Because I guess Jay's right when he tells me you have FOMO, fear of missing out. So I don't want to miss out on anything. So I check my newsfeed and see if, what happened to my friends, what did I miss while I was sleeping for, for the few hours.
You're just
Um
Marites.
yeah, nakikimarites actually.
Machorba.
Part of it, yes. This is another bad habit. I would and I know that I don't need to do it. I would stay up until midnight because you know what? Facebook refreshes, right? So it's another date and then it'll show the memories of that new date. So I stay up till 12:01, and then I start scrolling, and I get to the end of my news feed, and guess what? I need to refresh and go up top again and scroll down to the bottom just to check if something new came up. So that's how bad I am. But the good thing here is that I'm aware. And like they say, awareness is the first and most critical step of, getting rid of any bad habits and building good ones. So there you go. We just want to share with everybody that, hey, we're not perfect, but we're aware of our bad habits. And there, I'm just excited about, some of your tips on how I can make this better.
Correct. Correct. And I'm so proud of you, both of you, because you're sharing the things that I will include myself. We're doing so bad practices that we're actually letting out now in the open. But yeah, and that's true. And I'm pretty sure our listeners are being able to read. This is a relatable topic, relatable habits. So for those of you who are listening, now you feel like, oh, that's me. So ayan, hindi kayo nag-iisa. It's a habit and it's bad. It's pangit. We have to change it. That's why we're talking about it. Diba?
Yeah.
Or how would you know if a person stays too much on social media if she's always updated? Like ako yan, I think for among the three of us, kami niting yung, hey, have you seen the post of such and such? Hey, I've seen that. But Chick is the always like, I didn't know that. What is
Yeah.
that?
We're
Right?
more marites than you.
Which only shows how much time we're spending in social media. So stop. Because, right? But what are the things that we get if we're spending too much time? Of course, this screen time will affect your eyes. Ako, we work now the whole day using the computer. And then when you come home or when you're on your way, whenever you have free time, you're still using or you're still using your eyes to
Yeah.
view whatever you want to view in your
Yes.
social media. Yeah, you're in that prolonged posture wherein you're just sitting. I'd rather have what Chick was doing. She's listening to YouTube, listening to podcasts, but at the same time, she's multitasking so that
Yes.
she doesn't have that prolonged posture. So good job ka dyan, Chick. Very good. So I think it's a tip that we can share. All right. They're saying that if you're sitting for long hours, for like 8 hours, is as bad as if you die of obesity and heart attack. So keep that in mind. sitting for long hours. So, di ba?
And maybe also not just like the physical, effects, but also with mental, right?
Correct. And I was
What
about
we
to
will
say
get in
that.
social media, and we've talked about that from our previous episodes, that like there are some social media that people will get a different message, and then
Yeah.
it just resonates in them, and then they're too emboldened and everything, that like negative effects. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a good
mentally
point.
also there
That's a
are
good
like
point.
negative effects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're talking about your health, you also
Mhm.
have to consider mental health, like
Yeah.
what's going on, inside your mind. All right. So this is something related then, because like for me and thing, we're losing sleep just because we want to
Yeah.
be in social media. Let's talk about the amount of sleep. Though check yourself. Ano ba, how much time or ilang hours ba are you getting sleep every night? I don't want to start because I'm guilty. Who wants to start?
Yeah.
Chiclet can start because I know winner na naman siya dito eh.
Yeah. No,
Go.
it's not just the amount of sleep. It's the
The quality.
time, the quality, the time you go to bed. If you are going to bed early, like earlier, between 10:30 to 11, that is good. And then you get 7 hours sleep is even better. Some people said, okay, well, you know what? I will get 7 hours sleep, but they will sleep after 12, or like they will sleep at 1 a.m. And then they, try to observe yourself. For me, even if I get 7, 8 hours, or even sometimes 9 or 10, I would sleep like super long. But if I sleep beyond that, my normal sleeping time, I feel so crappy. Like I just feel tired. My mood affects me. So I guess it's not the amount of like, okay, 7, 8 hours good sleep. It's also the time of you going to bed. So that's why I'm very strict on that. Like I should be in bed by between 10:30 to 11. That's it.
Okay. Medically speaking, we have what we call a circadian rhythm. Sa ate pa, layman's term, it's body clock. Right?
Yeah.
Did you guys
True.
notice na if you're like sleeping, let's say you're sleeping 12 midnight for the last 4 consecutive days. Notice that your body will start to develop that. Your body will start getting comfortable sleeping 12 midnight because you have this what you call a circadian rhythm in your brain where it develops the normal routine of your body. So what you want is to make sure na you're following the right. And remember, for our listeners na young pa, meron kang tinatawag na growth hormone that sinisikret yan ng body mo only when you're sleeping. So sa gabi. So pag puyat ka, you are depriving yourself of this growth hormone na nilalabas sa katawan mo.
So
So think
magiging
about
short
that.
ka.
Yeah. Mga, ayan, correct.
Ouch.
You're gonna get short.
Kasi, oo, di ba,
We're
yung
not grow.
Ever since
I remember
puyatera.
the most important thing that, greatly affected when you're losing sleep is your immune system. Ako, I am a witness of that. I have experienced that. Pag I'm always making myself tired and busy, and then at 2 o'clock na, 4 o'clock na, I'm not getting my sleep, and then I wake up so early, so I don't have that enough sleep. I would notice right away that it's my immune system who gets affected. So, like konting flu lang or konting colds lang, I get it. I'm the first one to get it because my immune system is compromised.
Yeah.
Remember, it's something that I want to share na tinatawag nila restorative sleep. It's because when you're sleeping, that's when your muscles start to, yung mga muscles mo na napagod, that's when they restore their energy.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, when you have enough sleep, makikita mo talaga, and you'll feel na you're so ready for the next day. Right?
I feel naman that I'm getting better. Like I said, I'm aware, 'di ba? So right now for the new year, I promised myself okay 12. But I'm working on getting to bed earlier. So sana 11 if I can manage. I just need to work out the routine again
Yeah.
for my day. So sleep at 11 and like I said, baby steps. So
Yeah.
at least hindi na 2 a.m., 'di ba?
Yeah.
Remember, ako, I noticed this. Ewan ko lang kung aamin si Ting. Pero, totoo daw yun.
Lagi mo
Totoo yun,
nilalagay.
totoo yun. Those who sleep really early, like those who really make sure they get adequate sleep, iba yung aura nila, iba yung face nila.
Oh,
Kasi, like I said, babalik ko lang, restorative sleep. So, it means, lahat ng exhaust out of your body, that's when it starts to get repaired. So
Yeah.
skin mo, you know, like your energy, your brain,
Yeah.
everything.
Reflects
So
everything.
keep that in
Follows,
mind.
yeah.
Okay, so now that we've mentioned about sleep, kumusta naman ang water intake? Aray
Oh
ko.
gosh, the
There's
water.
another thing. Lahat na lang yata to sa akin eh. Sa atin. But anyway, well, bata pa tayo, we all know that we have to drink 8 glasses of water. Ako po, I cannot, I'm not, I used to be so bad, pero I'm starting to have, so I'm gonna share tips later. So I'm starting to drink, you know, as much water as I can. If it doesn't have flavor, I wouldn't like it. Like,
Oh
kailangan
my
it's either
gosh.
juice or soda. So it has to be sugary.
You're
Yun.
so Lawrence.
So,
Sugary drink. Oh.
I would try to avoid sugary drinks. I still crave sometimes. But I try to just sip, just a few sip and that's it. I'll be okay. If I open a regular Coke bottle, I would just drink half of it. I'm very good at that, like really controlling myself. I do drink water, but I don't drink enough water. I know I don't drink enough water. I always try very hard every time or anywhere I go. I always have this water bottle with me, so it's just accessible for me anywhere. If I get thirsty. Plus, I'm cheap. I don't want to buy bottled water.
Yeah.
I'm so cheap, and the
nothing wrong with that.
recycling, like another trash. So I don't want that.
Look at thing.
Woo!
Talo tayo.
So
Oh,
hot!
winner ako dito.
Water,
Winner
or
ako
I
sa
don't have
usapang
water
water.
anymore.
Like, I've been a little better on the water intake thing. Remember, ladies, when we were doing events before, I used to always get a migraine. And it was only later on that I realized someone told me that, hey, you're dehydrated, because we would be so busy just, moving about and working that I would forget to drink. So for the entire day, I wouldn't drink. Only until at the end of the event, that's when we would eat, we would have water, but we would be so busy and I'd forget to even think about it. So, so that was my first warning, a migraine, headaches, that's a symptom of being dehydrated, and not drinking enough. And then when I started work here, I would start my 8-hour shift. I would start my 8-hour shift always with the 8-ounce cups. So I would always have 2 cups, one coffee to start my day and one glass of water, right? And yeah, if I finish that one, I can always refill it, diba? But then I'd find myself at the end of the 8-hour shift not even touching that 8-ounce glass of water.
Yeah, me too.
Super bad. So my coworkers noticed this. They gave me a water bottle that had time markers to remind me that, oh, at 9 o'clock, you need to drink this, to drink this much. Oh, it's 10 o'clock, you need to drink this much. So that helped a little. Just like Chick said, I have a water bottle wherever I go. So I take it to work, I take it on a drive, I watch TV, I fill my water bottle. So I drink while I watch TV. When I do chores, I stop to take a drink. And then when I go to bed, yeah, there's always a water bottle beside my bed. And like the last thing I do before I go to sleep is, take a drink. Like I said, baby steps. I'm getting there. So I feel like I'm good at this aspect of water intake. There.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
very
tama
good. Very
tama
good.
rin yung sinasabi ni Jack. I think kasi concerned din ako about, looking healthy, and yung skin, kailangan yan
Correct.
for healthy skin, di ba?
There was a time a few months ago, I think middle of the year, I started getting sick in a point where like I was getting generalized itchiness everywhere. Like sobrang itchy, but then again, walang marks, and there's nothing. And then I noticed na din, nagsasag na yung face ko and all that, only to find out because that's how dry my skin was because I wasn't taking water. Even if you're putting lotion, pero internally kasi you're not dehydrated ka, in short. So that is why marami rin napansin, why do you look so parang like you're sick or whatever? Pero yun nga, it was only then that I realized I have to drink water. Kasi pala, our body is 70% water. I'm medically speaking again. So a lot of times we're exhausting or naglalabas tayo ng water, like expiring water, tears, sweat, urine, or when you pee. So we have to make sure we replenish whatever our bodies,
Yeah.
giving out. So that is why water is important. Ako din, I have my own bottle of water. I can do this like at the very moment that I wake up. Wala pa, before anything else, water. I tried that. I've been
Okay.
doing that. So, and also before I go to bed, for the many activities that you do, you have to make sure you're hydrated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, even your digestion, you help that for your digestion. Diba? Some people can be constipated because they don't have that enough water inside. Some people, ako, I've noticed that talaga, like I have a lot of itchiness, and then my knees were shaking. It's because even water will have that lubrication in your joints. That yung alam mo yon, yung the lubrication that you need so that your joints will move. You have to have water for that. So I have a lot of symptoms. Only then that I realized, nako po, I have to start drinking water. So ngayon, ano na lang, when I get home, dun na lang yung Coke. Pag nasa labas ako, which is most of the time.
Water.
Yeah.
That's
Very
good.
important water.
Yes.
Just for our body to
And-
function
And
very
water is cheap. Water is everywhere.
Yeah.
So
And when
don't
you
have-
say water, it's like pure clear water. It's not like coffee, tea, or baka kasi
yung iba nga, they
people
put pa the
mistake it
powder to
for-
flavor it, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, but people might mistake it for
They
like
think like, oh, I'm always drinking
or-
tea. I'm always drinking,
Yeah.
coffee. And that's also kind of liquid water. They say,
Yeah.
it
Dapat-
should be
Flavorless. Yes.
plain.
Yeah.
Plain water. Hey, to our listeners naman in Philippines, tubig lang po. Just keep drinking water.
Just keep
You know,
drinking water.
If you need some reminder, parang si Tisha has reminders or set an alarm,
Yes.
it's time to take water.
And there's an app.
Especially-
I don't know exactly what that app is, but I know there's an app. Those people who are very techy to just always remind you, like, there's a notification. Okay, drink water, drink water,
I
drink water.
thought about something, reaping what, your bad habits before. Now
Yeah.
I realize why I'm so I'm extra dehydrated compared to other people. It's because remember, I've been doing like 7 years na Zumba. So I
Yeah.
sweat a lot. And then would you guys imagine like after the whole an hour of exhaustion and sweat, I wouldn't even drink water.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm like be sweating like
Oh
so.
gosh.
And then I wouldn't be drinking water. So I think now when I went here, dun ko lahat
Yeah.
suffered. Yeah.
Ako lately ko na lang din na realize yan. And to all our listeners, I think drinking enough water is one of the cheapest things you can do for your
For
health.
yourself.
So yeah,
Exactly.
do it.
Correct. And talking about the cheapest thing, I know sometimes for other people, baka may misconception na, oh, if I want to be healthy, I have to have like annual exam, I have to enroll myself in a yoga class or any of this. I have to be doing this keto diet. All right, because what we're going to be talking about is safe, attainable exercise regimen. All right. And when I say safe, attainable, this is as simple as if you're working, take a 30-minute during your lunch break, do a walk around the building or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
not-
start doing that.
Yes, because like I said, safe, important kasi yung attainable. You have to make sure what you started. you
Join
can
us
keep
for
on.
part 2 next week here in Churvapalooza.